Welcome, everybody, to Nothing is OB Golf Podcast. It's a late night edition. I'm here with one of my good buddies, Richey Rubio. He's the first assistant golf professional at San Antonio Country Club. He does a lot of great things in the game of golf, and especially with junior golfers. Thank you for joining the show, Richey.
No, yeah, thank you, Andy. I appreciate the invite, man. This is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, man. I've been seeing, man, you know what? I follow a lot of people or influencers in golf, and I put you in that category as an influencer because you're always super positive, talking about your students, talking about the tournaments and all the things that you have going on at the country club. And I said, you know what, man? I said, I got to connect with this guy. I said, because so many people put so much negative crap out there. And I said,
yeah, for sure.
He always throws out a lot of positive vibes, man. And you always say those questions, or you make me ponder some things. And I said, damn, you know what? I said, I need to get this dude on the show.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, dude. I think about it nowadays, there's a lot of negativity out there in the world, and, we're definitely playing the hardest sport that God created. So, if I could shine a little light just like you do, man, then we're all doing good stuff. I got to do my part to be able to give back, and we're all good, man. So just living the dream, and super blessed to be able to do what I do, and, super thankful, man. So it's all good stuff, dude. Living the dream.
Well, shoot, man, you're at a really exclusive country club, man, here in town in Course. I'm one of the people that I'm on the outside, I'm on the street where people park their cars on the side of the fence. That's normally where I'm at. I'm on that side. And so yeah. I'm hoping real soon to get out there to your course, because I've been out there for the UTSA Women's Invitational Tournament, and the course looks freaking tough, dude. It looks real tough.
Yeah, man, for sure. The country club here, I've lived here now for about 14 years, graduated high school there in Shirt Cibolo. And in all honesty, I didn't even know that this golf course was here. And so it's kind of like, I like to say it's like a hidden gem here of San Antonio. I mean, the golf course is awesome. We got a new superintendent about 2.5 years ago. And I mean, he's really, really got this golf course in just really great shape. And, it's one of those golf courses that the golf course itself, the fairways and the tee boxes, I mean, you can kind of blast it wherever you want to. But the greens, I mean, man, dude, the greens are just smooth. They're firm. And, man, they're getting fast right now. So, I mean, golf course is really looking good. And, you got to witness that during that UTSA women's event. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks really tight. I'll tell you a funny story. I can't remember what hole it was, but I can't remember which hole it was. I think it was as you come back to the clubhouse. It's that hole. It's the hole right there. I think it's a par 5 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a par 4. It's right as the walkway, and I think the tennis courts, or maybe the other tee box is right where they tee off, and they have the scoreboard and everything right there. It's that hole. Yeah. One of the players, I think she was from Texas State. She had a bee. A bee was just freaking chasing her, and she's over there with her towel and stuff, and
trying to swipe it away.
Yeah. And I'm out there with my daughter, and my daughter's like, "What's going on over there?" I said, "I think a bee's messing with her." And then she goes away. It goes away, whatever. And I say maybe 2 minutes later, she's over there addressing her ball, and she's just freaking out. I say for a good 5 minutes, and and the people there just stop, and they're just watching her, and I felt bad for her because I know she had bogeyed the previous hole, and I said, poor girl. I said, she's coming off of a bogey. She's trying to address her damn ball, and this damn bee will just not let her, and everybody's just watching her,
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of great holes out here, and this golf course itself, the property the piece of property that we have is so condensed that, I mean, you can really see a lot of different things just by, sitting at the clubhouse itself. Maybe you're having a drink, on the terrace lawn there, but lots of good views here, and lots of good stories for sure, Andy.
Now, I saw that you had spent some time in River Bend. I guess, is that in the Houston area? Is that the Houston area? So tell us, how did you get to Houston from Shirts and then back over here to San Antonio?
Yeah, for sure. So, once I graduated high school, I graduated there from Clemens High School in 2012. So, seems like it's not that long ago, but man, 2020, I'm feeling a little old there. So, But once I graduated high school, I really wanted to get into the golf business, and I was working originally at Sonterra Country Club, and I was also I ended up moving over to La Cantera Hill Country Resort, and I ended up having my swing coach over there, Mike Vardaman. He's a great teacher, and I really wanted to get involved into the private club business. And so that was kind of a goal of mine to, get involved in the private club industry. And I kind of felt like there was an opportunity to build some of those, relationships a little bit better. And so the private club industry over in Houston, I mean, it's just super crazy. For every, public golf course in Houston, you got at least 3 private clubs, and it's a little bit different than San Antonio. Here for every, one public, golf course, you don't really have that many private clubs here in San Antonio. So, it's definitely a little bit of a different ratio. And the foundation that I work for, Southern Texas PGA, they're based out of Houston, and so there's just a lot of really, really, really good quality professionals that are over there that are, in the golf business. And I thought it would be good for me to get over there, man. So I ended up working over there at Riverbend Country Club. It's right there in Sugarland, Southwest Houston.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed Houston. It's definitely a bigger city life. I'm from Los Angeles originally, and so it kind of felt a little homey to me. Kind of big city. Lots of people, and traffic sucks for sure out there. And
I hate the drive, man. I hate Houston,
dude.
driving,
Man. Yeah, no, for sure. The drive to Houston is definitely boring. But just golf wise, there's just a lot of quality golf courses up there, up in the Woodlands, downtown Houston Country Club. I mean, River Oaks, Lakeside. I mean, there's just a ton of really quality private clubs. So I definitely wanted to try and get my feet wet over there. So that's what I did.
Have you heard of the country club or the golf club? I guess, is it Black Hawk? Is that one?
Yeah. So Black Hawk is a private club that's out in Richmond, and that's kind of like on the west side, kind of where I lived. And so, I mean, Black Hawk's a great track. I mean, that golf course is, immaculate. Greens are always good. Golf course conditions are always awesome. So
Yeah, see, I'm going to be there in November. One of the guys I just recently played with, played at the Quarry on Sunday, and because I teach and coach, and so I coach. I'm in football season right now, and
nice.
That's why we had to make it so late, because we had a late practice, and I had to scout a game, and so I'm telling him, I said after football season, with the COVID and all this stuff going on, we only have like a short. We're just going through October in our games, and so. I'm like, hey, this is freaking perfect. I get a little break before basketball season. I'm making my way to Houston in November to finally play out there. And He goes, oh, yeah, man. He goes, you know what? I'm going to take you to Black Hawk. I'll get you out of Black Hawk. And I guess Carlton Ritz, is that one? Does that sound right? I know that's like a hotel or something
It's they got Carlton Woods.
There you go. That's what you told me.
Yeah. That's in North Houston, and you'll really like it up there. You better bring your A game getting off the tee box, man, because there's a lot of trees out there, bro.
Hey, you know what? I'm still waiting to find my A game. My A game's somewhere. It's somewhere back here in these clubs. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to going out there to Houston. And what would you say is the biggest difference with the courses, the quality of courses there in Houston as opposed to San Antonio?
I definitely think over there in Houston, you definitely got the humidity factor. And, we all know that it takes a little bit of tender love and care, but it also takes a little bit of rain to make golf courses in good shape. So, I think that's a big difference over there. When I first moved over to Houston, I ended up moving in August, which is like the most humid month out of the entire year. So bad idea. But, the golf courses over there, they just get quite a bit of rain, consistently every single day. It might only be for 20 minutes, but, that keeps things real lush and keeps things in good shape. And Houston's just filled with a lot of really good superintendents out there. So, golf courses stay really good over there. So I think that's kind of the big difference. The weather makes a big difference.
Well, I got some comments. Some people are commenting right now. Somebody asked, is this an old school country club like Colonial Country Club up in Fort Worth? I think if I'm not mistaken, San Antonio Country Club, I think it was started in 1904, right? I guess something along that nature. And so I guess it is a pretty old club.
No, yeah. So we've got a lot of rich history here. I will say, as far as San Antonio Country Club, I mean, we're really on the golf wise is a little bit on the back burner. This is a very social club. So there's, before COVID had hit, there's a lot of social parties, there's a lot of business meetings. So it's a little bit different indoors now. But with COVID hitting back in March, I mean, outdoor activities out here are just booming. I mean, I was talking to our tennis director, Dennis Reblin. He's been here for, I think he said 49 years. 49 years, man. That's a long
Damn.
time there. Yeah. But those guys have recorded more lessons in the last 6 months that they have ever within a year time frame. So outdoor sports here, are definitely picking up. But as far as kind of the old school type vibe, as far as those country clubs, I mean, for sure, man, for sure. And I think that's what makes this club real special. I mean, there's a lot of history that's here, and a lot of great people have come here. Fort Sam is right down the street, so we've had a lot of gentlemen from the military, and a lot of ladies from the military that have made a huge impact, whether it's socializing, whether it's tennis, whether it's football, or not football but golf. But we've just had a lot of people that have been able to come by here and experience how special this place really can be. So definitely a cool place.
Well, you mentioned some top-notch courses. Your golf, being in the golf industry at
Yeah.
at Sonterra, and then working at Lockenterra. I'm like, damn, dude. I mean, you've been at some freaking gems, dude. Uh,
Yeah.
what what really turned you on more to that private golf course lifestyle, as opposed to maybe like a Muni, or maybe even like a Silverhorn, even though I know Silverhorn back in the day used to be a private course. Uh,
Yeah.
so why the private sector?
What I really enjoyed actually when I first started working, I think I dug pretty deep into the golf business at the hotel there at Lock and Terra Hill Country Resort. And what I really enjoyed about the golf business there in the beginning was seeing different people and really putting on a show for the people. Different tournaments, different business outings, different charity events. Our clinics out there, whether they were male or female or juniors, we were always seeing different people, which was really good there in the beginning. But I really wanted to focus on just building relationships. And in the private club industry, you definitely get to see the same people, quite a few times throughout the week, and so that's what made it special for me. And just like you said, kind of having that positive influence, or being able to impact those around you. It's a little bit easier when you see the same people all the time. So that's why I wanted to get into the private club business, was to really build relationships. So big key for me.
Well, I think you're doing that just from following you on social media, and just doing a little bit of research on you, and kind of backtracking and checking friends, checking mutuals, and seeing
Yeah, yeah,
comments and stuff. A lot of people have a lot of positive things to say about you, and looking at some of from some of your members. I guess you recently took a trip back to Houston, right? I guess
yeah,
pretty recent. And
yeah.
how a lot of people, they miss you over there, and they're happy, the things that you're doing. And so I know that you're doing some positive things in this game of golf, but I want to know, what really sparked your interest just in getting started in the game before you became in the golf industry?
Yeah, for sure. So, I started off like, any boy would, as far as in the game. My dad taught me, at a very young age. I'm 26 now, and I've been playing, I mean, for at least 22 or 23 years. So, I think I started holding golf clubs and and swinging at wiffle balls before I could start walking. So, I got involved in golf at a really young age, and I was one of the lucky ones who had maybe some early success, and just some kind of natural talent, and I just kind of rode the wave. And for me, it was really important to be able to show people that golf really can be enjoyable. It can be fun. It doesn't matter if you're a scratch golfer or a 30 handicap. There's a little bit of everything that we can all enjoy in the game of golf, and whether that's the views, whether that's the socializing part, whether that's overcoming some of the challenges. But I definitely think no matter who you are and what your background is, I mean, I've met all kinds of people, picking up a golf club. I've met, those weekend warriors who go out and, have fun shooting 100. And I've also been, I've had the pleasure to, play with some really good, professional golfers. So, it's a really good game that really brings anybody and everybody together. So, that's how I got started. And my dad was, a great golfer himself, and he played really well. And he was more of the weekend warrior type, not going out there to compete or go out there to put his skills to the test, but socialize with his buddies, get away from the house, get away from the chores, and just relax and hang out and enjoy the views, dude.
Now, you said you've played with several professionals. Who's probably the best professional you've played with or seen up close and personal?
The best player that I've had the pleasure to play with is Ryan Palmer. Yeah, pretty neat little background is Ryan. I actually met him at Colonial. Since you were speaking about Colonial, kind of a funny story there. And I was a sophomore in high school, and I had the pleasure to play with him. And it was just an unbelievable opportunity to watch this guy navigate around the golf course. I mean, he doesn't hit it very long, but man, he hits it extremely straight. He chips and putts really well. And it was just a great opportunity to kind of be surrounded by him and to be able to play a full 18 holes with that guy. I've been able to hit golf balls, on the driving range with a couple other professionals, but, to sit back and enjoy, 4 hours of golf and hang out and chit chat and, just kind of watch a guy, a professional like Ryan navigate through the golf course. I mean, that was definitely an experience I'll never forget.
Now, your many years in the golf industry, what would you say is probably one of your best successes or one of the things you're the most proud of?
Oh no, that's a tough one, dude. There's a lot of successes there, man.
or just one that maybe stands out a little bit more than the others, or one memory or one story that you just like, man, you're super proud of yourself for.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I think if I had to, kind of sit back and give myself a pat on the back there, I think I've really had a big drive in junior golf itself. You had mentioned a little earlier that, I traveled back to Houston and I got to see some of my members out there at Riverbend. And, for me, it was one of those things that I got to sit back, and there's a junior golfer that I met about 6 or 7 years ago. She was actually my very first junior golf lesson as a professional there at Riverbend Country Club. And, I got to see her again. And I mean, she's just growing up. She's super tall, man. She's just as tall as I am. And I mean, she is just playing really, really well. And, me and her, we've got quite a few memories as far as, drive, chip, and putt contests. I remember being there for her first STPGA event, teeing up as a junior golfer. And she's just a really, really good success story for me. And, even to this day, 7 years down the road, her and I still talk and hang out. And she was actually the first person that I saw when I went to Houston. So it was really fun to kind of catch up with her. And, she's going to do great things, really good things for sure.
What is one of the times or the moments in your coaching career so far that you wish you could maybe have back? That you wish you can maybe say, man, I wish I could have done this differently? Because as a teacher and a coach, you always kind of second guess yourself, maybe even before an event or before a round or something. And then you wish you would have done something a little bit differently. Do you have any of those moments or key times?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Just like you said right there, there's always that opportunity as coaches. We look back and, should we have been as strict as we were? Should we have pushed them over the limit? Should I have, kind of set them straight a little bit better, as far as, sometimes youngsters can, have a little bit of an attitude and, think that that they know it all. Right. And so, for me, I definitely think that, one thing that I don't regret is I think nowadays as a coach, and, whether you're in football or volleyball or baseball or, whatever sport that you're in, I definitely feel like you can never be too tough on your students. You know what I'm saying? Like tough love definitely goes a long ways. And I've definitely had a couple of times, man, where I felt like I've been a little tough on my kids. As far as expecting a lot from them. But you know what, man, I've had some really good coaches when I was a youngster, and I look back on it now, and I'm really glad that people pushed me a little bit to be something great. Because I don't feel like there's enough of that anymore, for sure.
Well, one thing I totally agree. I totally agree with your view and your vision. Like I love to get pushed. I see
Oh yeah,
you're not a big dude. I'm a little short, stocky guy. And I tell my kids constantly. I said, guys, I've been this height, or guys and girls. I said, I've been this height since middle school. I said, so you know what? I was always the one picked last. I said, I was picked
oh
last
dude,
for
for
everything.
sure, for
I
sure.
said, so especially in the game of golf, like people see me and they're like, oh man, this little Mexican, he can't do crap, and I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I said, hey, I gotta like try to show him up, I gotta show
yeah,
out.
dude, you got to, man. Hey, you know what, man? Someone told me a long time ago, man. Great things come in small packages, dude. So we might be the last guy that's picked, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna knock it out of the park. I'm gonna hit it close to the pin, and I'll do my best to outdrive you, man. I'll put all 135 pounds of me straight into that golf ball, dude.
I know what you mean, and so
For sure.
one of the things that as a coach, I always give my kids a quote before every practice, like just for them
Yeah,
just to kind of, hey, think of it, ponder it. How does it work in your life, right? And
yeah,
one quote I gave yesterday to my kids, and going to send them in and being hard on your kids. It was, I think, from Nick Saban. It says, average players want to be left alone. Good players want to be coached.
yeah,
Great
for sure.
players, great players want to be told the truth. And so, and I told my guys that. I said, look, guys, I told myself as a coach, I've been doing this for 15 years. Uh, I said, I want to be the coach that's truthful to you. I said, if you had a good day, I'm gonna say you had a good day. If you had a sorry practice, I'm gonna say you sucked. But
Oh yeah,
I'm also gonna tell you how you sucked and how you could better yourself.
get
Not just,
better.
yeah, and so I love that about being able to work with young kids, because I feel like you can still manipulate them for the better, for the better. And so I'm
Yeah, no, for
sure
sure.
I'm sure in your line of work, or recently, I guess you hosted like a big junior event, right? I guess one of the junior events you hosted at your course.
Yeah,
Uh, and out of all these junior events, and even some of I guess you said you worked for the Southern Texas section, right?
PGA.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Southern
Southern
Texas.
Texas PGA. Yep.
What would you say was one of maybe like the most shining moments that you saw in any of those events that you hosted?
Um, I we had the pleasure to host our pro junior here on property, and we had juniors come from Houston, we had juniors come from Laredo, McAllen, Corpus Christi, Austin, and we had probably about, I'm going to say, 60 juniors, and they teed up with their golf coaches, and so that was just a real good opportunity, because I mean, you had a really, really good audience of quality golfers that cared about being there, that cared about scoring well, that cared about being able to keep up with, some of the other kids. And, I definitely think that was a huge pleasure for me. And, as usual, we did a first class event here. We kind of pulled out all the tricks up our sleeve, as far as, hosting a good event for our kids, because, those kids, they really do deserve, you know, a great time and be rewarded for their hard work, because, we're all trying to conquer the hardest game here. And it's so easy to be hard on ourselves, just like we are now as adults. And, I think as a kid, you definitely see it, a little bit more, because you got your mom and dad on you. You got yourself, you got your golf coach, you got your friends, and everyone can just kind of beat down on you a little bit. And so, we really did pull out all the stops, as far as, hosting a really first class event for a lot of those quality junior golfers here in Southern Texas. So that was a good time for us.
Out of all your years in the golf industry, what is probably one of the craziest things that you've seen through your time? And remember, you don't have to say the name of the facility you worked at, even though this is nothing is OB. But
Yeah, dude, nothing out of bounds around here.
what have you seen that has maybe would maybe surprise some of us?
I will say probably as far as, big surprise, eyes wide open type deal. Man, beverage cart girls. I mean, they're just tough, man. They are just tough. I definitely enjoy having the beverage cart girl around, right? Whether you're a worker, whether you're a player, everybody loves seeing the beverage cart girl.
Oh yeah.
Right? Everyone loves it.
Everyone's got a shot with her too.
Yeah. Exactly. No, you're exactly right. But man, dude, just trying to keep an eye on beverage cart girls is just like super tough, dude. Whether it's, not coming into work, whether it's drinking on the job, whether it's, mingling with people that they shouldn't be mingling with. I mean, dude, beverage cart girls, dude. They're our saving grace, but our worst nightmare all at the same time, bro. For sure.
But,
For sure.
Hopefully one of my buddies is listening. We had a girl that was one time it's me and two of my buddies. We're at Golf Club of Texas. And,
yeah.
Good track. We're there. It's a tough track. It can be tough.
Yeah.
And we're there, and he's falling in love with like the beverage cart girl. We're like, dude, like chill out.
I've heard that a couple times, dude.
And when we go inside, and now she's working on the other side of the bar, right? I guess because her shift was over, and so now she's finishing up as a bartender. Well, these two guys come in, and they're military, and they start being really rude with her, right? Well, my buddy starts throwing F-bombs. Hey, forget this dude, forget this guy. I got your back, whatever. And me and my buddy are just like, oh, we're just like, dude, what is your deal? Like, leave
it alone, dude.
Yeah, leave it alone, man. I was like, you're fighting over a girl that's not even yours. Like, oh my gosh. Like, we're just, and then he's like, you know what? Fine. He wanted to fight us because we wouldn't get our back. We wouldn't get his back. And we're like, dude, we're all 40. Well, I mean, I'm 40 something. My other buddy's 40 something. My other buddy's in his 30s. And so we're like, dude, come on, man. We got wife. We got kids. Like, you're fighting over something that ain't even yours. Like, and so, hey, that girl did her job really well that day. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. Yeah, like I said, man, they could be our saving grace or our worst nightmare, man. One or the other, dude. It's either one or the other, dude. But for sure, definitely the angels of the golf course, bro. They're Hell's Angels. They can be Hell's Angels too. I just remember you said La Cantera. I mean, you said Santerra. We had a tournament there, I say 2 years ago, and we played. Which is the course that's located by Blanco? Is that the north? Is that the south? So the north course is right next to the clubhouse, and then you got the south course that's on the far side.
Okay, the south course, right? The south course is over there by Blanco in 1604, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're playing on that course, and I'm just like, it was a hot freaking day. We're playing in like a 2-man championship event, and I'm looking forward to seeing the cart girl. Well, it comes up, it's a cart lady. It's like a cart grandma, and I'm just like, all the guys, because even the guys earlier, like the older guys there said, hey, have you seen the cart girl? Have you seen the cart girl? I said, man, she's smoking, and I'm over here like,
can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm like, she was a cart grandma. And I'm just like, damn, like, she's probably getting well taken care of from some of these old kids,
Oh, yeah, dude. Hey, man, you know what I've learned, at a private facility is that everybody needs a little loving, whether you're youngsters or your older guys. Everyone needs something to look at, right?
Well, I have a question on here. Somebody asked, did you get to play Star Hollow while you were in Fort Worth?
Have not had an opportunity to chance that place, unfortunately, but I did hear some really good stuff about, Star Hollow up there in Fort Worth. Really good track. But no, haven't had the pleasure to play up there yet.
Well, see, I just started using this new streaming service, and it's freaking awesome. And so, like, I'm getting these questions, and I'm like, great questions, feedback. Yes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to address them all,
Yeah, dude, let's hit it, man. Questionnaires. I'm all about it.
Favorite golf movie?
Favorite golf movie? I'm a big guy into Caddyshack, just like anybody else. But I will say, Rodney Dangerfield. I'm sorry. when he played Al Cervix. I mean,
Oh
dude, that's my spirit animal right there, dude. I mean, dude, he's got the tunes, he's got the beer on tap out of his
oh
golf
yeah,
bag.
oh
I
yeah.
mean, dude, that's my boy right there. Really good. Yeah, love Caddyshack. Everybody does.
One of my favorite lines is he tells one of the ladies at the dance, "You want to earn $13 the hard way," and I'm just like,
Yeah,
you don't understand how many times I've used that line, and people are like, "Man, you're good," and in my mind,
yeah,
I said, "No, Rodney Dangerfield's good."
yeah, yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah, everybody loves Caddyshack though, man. Doesn't matter how many times you watch it. There's always a good laugh in that one, so that's good.
Now, I saw you recently did, I guess, a testing, right? Driver testing or club testing for
Yeah.
Titleist.
Yep.
How did that experience go?
It was a really good experience. I've had the pleasure to be on staff now with Titleist for the last 5 years. And what I really enjoy about, being on staff with Titleist is that they don't release product very often. They're always on a 2-year cycle as far as wedges and irons go. And then they're on the opposite 2-year cycle for fairway metals and drivers. It's a little bit of a different company compared to, maybe some of these other brands that are releasing something, whether it's every February right after the PGA show or, entering in, to golf season, August or September. So, I did have the pleasure to go out to Briggs, actually last week. Hopefully my driver gets here pretty soon. But they're always striving to make small improvements. Instead of releasing something every single year and trying to outdo their competitors, and things like that. So, a really fun experience. And I mean, those guys at Titleist, I mean, they're always first class. So shout out to Jason Barber and Jordan over here, our new reps here in San Antonio. So all good stuff.
Man, I had the privilege of using the TS3, and you know
Yeah.
what? I don't know if you're familiar with Ben Carricker here in
Yep.
town, right?
Yeah.
That's my man. I go to him like for everything, right? Because
Yeah.
he's a straight shooter, tells me exactly what I need to hear, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I can go there and hit some $350 shafts." And you know what? He doesn't tell me anything about it until I come back in. I say, "You know what? I want this one." He said, "Just giving you a heads up. It's $350."
Yeah.
Said, you know
Yeah. By the way, that's an upgraded shaft right there.
I was like this. I said, "You know what? I'll stick with this hazardous smoke. I'm pretty good with it."
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure, dude. And that's the crazy thing about golf too, man. I mean, I'm 26 now, and I mean, I remember being a youngster at 10, 11, 12 years old and getting a new driver and it was $299. Nowadays you go and buy a new driver and it's $499 or even more expensive than that. You start, tapping into some upgraded shafts and I mean, you could walk out of the door and your driver is, $1,000. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Well, I just got the Maverick head for $250, and I thought that was like a freaking good deal, and so
Oh yeah.
I went over to Ben's to get a shaft put on it because he did that with my Epic as well. And
Nice.
he tells me he's got these 4 shafts. He said, "Hey, are you going to hit here? If you hit at the range here, you know what? I'll let you take them and try them out because they all had
Yeah.
the Callaway tips." I said, "Sweet." He said, "Because this is for I don't know her last name, but her name's Cameron. She's one of the top players at UTSA."
Okay. Yeah.
And I hit the shafts and I was like, "Man, these are freaking awesome." I brought them back to him. He goes and he tells me, he said, "Yeah, these range anywhere between $300 to $500." And I'm just like, can you point me to the section that's like anywhere from like $20 to $50, you know? and then I go there the other day and he's like, "Hey, I know you're looking at shafts. Try this one out." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, as soon as he gives it to me, I take it outside. I drop it on the freaking sidewalk. And I'm just like,
Dude.
right? And I bring it,
Dude. Yeah. Ring it up, man. Ring it up. Ring it up.
I bring it back. I bring it back into him, and he tells me it's like a $500 shaft, and I'm just like this. I don't even know why. Why are you giving those?
Yeah.
things
I'm just gonna go hop in my car and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, I said, I'm out of here, man. Well,
Yeah.
you know, long story short is that my buddy had lost one of my Yeti cups. He says, "Hey, I have this hazardous smoke shaft for you. Check it out." And it's stiff, extra stiff. It's worked out perfectly. I'm piping it right down the center. I feel comfortable. I feel good. I say, "You know what? I'm gonna stick with this. I ain't gonna spin an arm and a leg. I ain't gonna, take from my daughter's trust fund just to play a damn driver." Well, I was telling you, I was there at Ben's place, and he had one of those TS3s.
Yep.
I took it right to where he has his little hitting mat. I hit it really nice off there, right? Well, I go and take it to the range and take it to the course. I do not.
Totally different
Yeah,
story, bro.
totally different story. And so
Totally different story, bro.
I said, luckily enough, I was able to sell it, make about $20,
Yeah.
back. And so I was like, you know what? I said, these right now, this TS3, these Titleists aren't for me, So,
Yeah.
how do you get on with them? Is that who you're on through your course or through your club or what?
Yeah. So, whether you're at, a public facility or at a private facility, these golf brands are always looking for an ambassador, right? Someone to kind of promote the product, connect with the members, connect with the public, in whatever fashion that you want to go. But yeah, it's just all done through work. And, we try our best to really put that specific product into the members' hands. But, at the end of the day, especially in the private club industry, we're not here necessarily to really sell you something. I definitely want to be able to put your mind at ease. I don't want you to go and hit it on the driving range and spend $500 on a new shaft. And then just like you experience going out onto the golf course. And I mean, it's a totally different story. So, yeah, working for Titleist or, working for Callaway or working for Ping, whatever brand, that you're an ambassador for. Yeah, everything's just done through work. And, they really rely on you to be knowledgeable in the product, to be a professional in the product and, to be able to share that knowledge and the experience of their brand, share it with your members, so.
Well, we're talking about Titleist, and I noticed I commented one thing on your style of whatever you were wearing that day. You said, "Hey, my style's like who did you say? JT, right? You said
Yeah. Justin Thomas.
Yeah, Justin Thomas. You said, I'm trying to go for that classic sharp Justin Thomas look, and I'm like,
yeah, dude, for sure.
Damn, I said, you do got the Justin Thomas starter set. You did have it on.
100%, dude. Yeah, I got the pleasure to not only work with Titleist, but I'm on staff with FootJoy. That's kind of like their sister company as far as, being in the apparel business, shirts and, rain gear and pants and hats and whatever else. But, Justin Thomas, man, dude, it's a fly guy right there, dude. He's always dressed and looking good. And, whether he's blasting into the woods or, shooting a 65 on Sunday, I mean, he's always looking good. And, his shoe game is definitely, top notch, dude. Top notch for sure. Shoe game's always fly.
Well, shoot, man, I'm more of the sporty side. Like, so I rock a lot of Nike and stuff. I say, you know what, if Nike didn't make their like athletic shoes or like their running shoes into golf shoes or golf spikes, I said, you know what, I'd probably be still wearing those old school FootJoys that you get for $29.99 at Academy. I said, you know what? I was like, man, it doesn't cease to amaze me. Like, those shoes are always there. I was like, those are the same damn shoes.
100%, dude. 100%. Someone's got to have that market, right?
They do. Now, in talking about style, what's your go-to Sunday Tiger outfit?
Sunday Tiger outfit. Definitely probably in the lead for sure. Tiger Woods hopefully is always in the lead coming down on Sunday. Recently I've been big into navy, navy and brown. I just think those kind of colors kind of complement each other. And, one thing that you were saying as far as like kind of like old school type vibes and, like I keep going back to, Justin Thomas, his shoe game is definitely second to none. He's got the wingtip style shoes. And, those are definitely old school. You see those in Caddyshack. You see some of those old school movies or, pictures from, the 70s and 80s. And everyone's got that style of golf shoes. So definitely navy and brown. And, the wingtip, style of golf shoes. I mean, those are definitely the go-to on Sunday for me if I'm in the lead.
Who are you playing your last round of golf with?
Last round of golf with, definitely got to put my dad in the mix. My dad, really did a good job as far as kind of showing me the game. And, he was probably my toughest coach and my toughest mentor as far as just having, a lot of expectation from me. But someone that I enjoy, which I know you're going to enjoy him too, kind of coming from the same ethnic background as I am, is Gary Player. He's 5'6". He weighs, maybe 150 pounds and, the Black Knight, he's always killing it out there. So, my dad, Gary Player,
Gary Player still does 1,000 sit-ups a day. He still does
Dude,
1,000 sit-ups a day.
Dude, that guy's crazy, man. I mean, he's just, old school type Hispanic, always, taking the aggressive line, always, risking things, living life on the edge. And so I definitely got to have him in my foursome. And, I would love to have Tiger Woods there, of course. Big inspiration for me.
Oh man, you're telling me I'm part of that Tiger effect. I remember him
100%.
I remember him walking down 18th fairway on, at the 97 Masters wearing that big, huge red sweater,
Yeah.
and I was just like, he's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's not an old white guy,
Yeah.
an old
That's
white guy.
exactly right, man.
I was like, even though he's not really like the blackest of black dudes, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you brought just enough, the right amount of color, to the game.
Yeah. No, dude, for sure. And I mean, you take a look at Tiger Woods and, we can all kind of, sit here and voice our opinions on, what kind of person he is and whatever else. But I think right now, the game of golf, especially out on the PGA Tour, that is a direct reflection from Tiger Woods. You got Justin Thomas, Justin Rose, you got Bryson DeChambeau. You got a lot of these real young guns, and it's all because they grew up watching Tiger.
Yeah, definitely.
All these guys are, in their late 20s, early 30s. Those guys were watching Tiger, when they were playing in high school, playing in college, and whatever he does off the golf course, that's him and, whatever he wants to do. But as far as like influencing golfers to be something great, not just be good, but to be something great and to do something to separate themselves from the rest of the competition. I mean, that is a direct result of Tiger Woods for sure. 100%. 100%.
I'm in total agreement right there. And it's nice to see him win the Masters. It was nice to see him win the Zozo. I would just love to see him get that game back, more sooner than later, for him to come out every now and then, gosh, it gets my blood boiling.
Well, dude, and you look at it now. I mean, Andy, let's be honest, dude. Whether he's tied for the lead or missed the cut, dude, everyone's talking about Tiger Woods.
That's true.
Yeah, you look on the Golf Channel, it's all Tiger Woods. You look at social media, it's all Tiger Woods. If Tiger Woods says that, hey, I'm going to go to that event, nobody else is being talked about except for Tiger Woods. Whether he makes the cut or misses the cut or even wins or doesn't win, everybody wants to see Tiger Woods play, and everyone wants to see him do good, of course. But everybody definitely wants to see the legend, in real life and in the flesh, for sure.
Did you ever get to see him? Have you ever seen him play in real life?
I have not had the pleasure to see him in real life. There have been a couple of tournaments that I know he's definitely been playing in. For one thing, he doesn't really come down to Texas. He's actually played here at San Antonio Country Club back in 1993 in an AJGA event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got a couple photos here, kind of in like our little Hall of Fame area here at the Country Club, and he's right here on the par 3. A lot of golf courses in America, they don't start on a par 3, which is pretty neat. But yeah, Tiger Woods has been out here a couple of times, but unfortunately, I've never seen him in person. So still got the dream and hoping to see him soon.
I saw him at the Dell, the 2019 Dell, and they're in Austin Country Club.
Yep.
And man, it was just
he draws crowds.
Oh, it was amazing! It was amazing. You had girls saying, "Tiger, suck on my titties, Tiger," and I'm over here like, "Tiger, do it,
yeah, Tiger, do it, yeah, hit it, hit it."
I got so close to like getting a word in with him. I got so close because I live here in San Antonio, and I took a day off from work, and so I'm just there all day, in the media center on the course. Interviewed a little bit of Jordan Spieth, Abraham Answer, and so
nice.
I was just just some good dudes, and I got so close to him. He was right by, I guess, like the caddy room or something. He was right there, and I kind of froze. I froze. I froze, and next thing you know, whoop, he took off, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "I had my, it's like either you defy the moment or the moment defies you."
And you got defined right there, bro.
I sure did. But I said, man, it was so awesome to see him because he was so dialed in that tournament, even though he missed that last putt that could have won or tied the match that he was playing against. I think he was playing like that guy Beer Garden, and I think, you know what, hey, he's like, he didn't want to play anymore because what does he do the next week? He wins the Masters, you know? And I think he was just
Money.
like, hey, my game is where it needs to be. I do not
Yeah.
need any more golf, you know?
Yeah, for
And
sure. 100%.
and so in your position and your years of in the industry, um, what are some of the negative things that you've had to deal with? Being somebody of a different color, a different shade than the
Yeah.
majority of the people that have been, that either you serve or that maybe have been, at your higher ups in your industry.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, to be honest with you, I really haven't experienced anything ethnicity wise. Definitely at a lot of prominent, country clubs, you definitely have the white ethnicity, which is kind of, that kind of takes over as far as your membership goes. But I haven't experienced any negativity, as far as that goes. One thing that I probably have experienced the most in is age. I'm a youngster, dude, and you start getting involved with, a golf shop staff that's maybe, late 30s, early 40s. A lot of, head golf professionals are, in their late 40s or early 50s. And whether that's dealing with my higher ups at, a different age level, because some of my higher ups are double my age,
Mhm.
and but one thing that I will say that's really tough as far as the age goes is managing staff. Not a lot of people like hearing, to be told what to do from a youngster that's, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years younger than they are. So that's
And
definitely
that's
something
true.
that, yeah, I mean, come on now. If I were to tell you what to do on your job and I'm 26 and, younger 40s, right? You're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, you don't know nothing, bro. You're a youngster, dude. You're fresh to the game. You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel you there, but at the same time, hey, I've always prided myself that in order to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower too. And so
yeah, for
I'm,
sure.
I'm, I'm
100%.
so I'm like, shoot, I'm like, hey, I'm ready to ride or die. I'm all about the team, all about the family.
Yeah.
I told you I'm a little guy, man. I'm a role player, So I'm rah rah. You can call me Patty Mills. I'll wave the towel around. I'm
Yeah,
a rah
dude,
rah guy.
exactly right. Yeah, no, for sure. So, I mean, that's really like the only, negative thing that I've kind of experienced in my time. But you want to know what I say to back that is, hey, you put in some hard work, you put in some effort, and respect is earned. It's not given. So I'm down to, get my hands dirty, and I'm down to help out in any fashion that I can. And I'm old school, dude. Earn the respect, and respect will be given. So all good stuff right there, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's you know what. That's why I thought you were freaking perfect for this podcast, man. We got a lot
I
of the same
appreciate that.
got a lot
Yeah,
of
dude, for
same
sure.
ideologies, man.
Yeah,
Now
for sure, man.
you talk about all that hard work. You got something big coming up here pretty soon. Why don't
Yeah,
you
dude, I'm
why don't you
excited,
tell the
bro.
listeners about it?
Yeah, dude. So, I interviewed for a new job, so I'm gonna be taking off here, man, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, dude. So, things are counting down. I'm excited, and so I'm gonna be heading to Key Largo. That's down in the southern tip of Florida. It's about an hour south of Miami, and I'm gonna be going to Ocean Reef Club, and that's another private facility that's down there at the southern tip of Florida. And I mean, dude, this golf course is crazy, man. There's 3 golf courses there. They've got their own private airport. They've got their own, everything that you can think of for a community to survive. They've got it, dude. They've got a grocery store. They got a police department. They got a hospital. They got a school there for kids. I mean, this area, Ocean Reef Club, I mean, is just breathtaking. And so, I went down, interviewed for the job back in January after I attended the PGA show, and I didn't really know exactly if I was going to go down there with COVID. I didn't know if they were going to be hiring people. I didn't know if they were even going to be open, to operate. But things kind of just came together, and so I accepted the job back in July, just after my birthday. And so I'm heading there in 2 weeks, dude. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely outside my comfort zone, though, dude. Getting outside of Texas. I'm originally from California, so I'm even moving a little bit further away from home. But I got no ties here. No kids, no girlfriend, no nothing. So, I'm gonna pack up my bags. I'm only going for 6 months. So it's a seasonal position. down there in Florida. All the snowbirds come down, and I mean, it's just straight up golf, strictly golf from November all the way through pretty much the end of April. So let's keep our fingers crossed and let's hope that hurricane season's over, bro. Because I'm not about that. Not
well,
about that.
well, you know what? Hurricane season starts in October, dude. It starts in
Oh,
October
dude.
or September.
Yeah.
So you're in it deep, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And that kind of like changed up the game plan a little bit. I've kind of been, talking with the director of golf out there, Mike Leone. I don't know if there's been any major damage or if the golf course is still open. So, I've been touching base with those guys, and I mean, they gave me the green light. So yeah, man, I'm packing up my stuff and I'm moving for 6 months. So I leave in 2 weeks, dude. I'm looking forward to it.
Man, dude, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm super pumped for you. I saw
Thanks, bro.
when you posted the facility and you posted like this awesome picture of
Yeah.
the countdown or whatever. I was just like, man, I'm super jelly, dude. I'm like, damn, you know what? I have to be here with my beautiful wife and my beautiful kids, and
Yeah.
I gotta grind it. I said, and Richie's gonna be on this damn
On the
gorgeous
beach,
golf
dude.
course.
Yeah, clean living, baby. Hard work, man. But yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it. And a lot of people have been, telling me, Florida is kind of the golf mecca for the United States. And so I'm looking forward to getting down there, man. I mean, the weather is going to be good, hopefully. All the hurricanes will be gone and tropical storms and stuff. But I mean, the golf course is first class. The facilities there are all first class, and the staff is really good, man. So I'm looking forward to at least getting down there, enjoying myself a little bit. Maybe have a couple drinks there on the beach, but definitely looking forward to soaking up some education for sure.
One of the last things, I know you've been in the private sector in the golf industry for a long time. What would you say is probably and don't just say SACC courses because you work there.
Yeah.
What is probably you would say maybe the best private golf course you've played at in the South Texas area, and then maybe one of the best public golf courses in the South Texas area?
Definitely, as far as golf courses go for me, private wise, I'm a big fan of Lakeside. Lakeside's there in Houston. It's always in good shape. It's got a really good layout. I enjoy being on that facility there. About 2 or 3 years ago, they ended up having a lot of flooding there in Houston. And so they've been kind of rebuilding from scratch, as far as maybe some of the amenities go and the clubhouse and stuff. But that's really one of my favorite tracks there in Lakeside. And public wise, I haven't done a bunch of public golf courses in Houston, but I will say one of my favorite golf courses here in the San Antonio area, or I guess the outskirts of San Antonio, is the Bandit. The Bandit out in New Braunfels.
Sweet
Shout out to
track.
the guys over at the Bandit. I mean,
Yeah.
whether you play in the dead heat of the summer or you play freezing your ass off in the middle of the winter time, I mean, that golf course is awesome. I mean, the layout's awesome, the conditions are awesome, and it's really a fun track for me. So I enjoy playing at the Bandit there in New Braunfels for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough track, and like you stated, it doesn't matter at what time of year it is. That course is always kept in pristine shape, and I do love courses that have like that name their holes, And I like this. I guess it's like Courage Pass, and then I guess one of it was like the Wall or something like that, and I think it's 17. It's that par 3, right?
17. Yep.
Yeah, and so man, that's a good track, man. Good track.
Yeah, definitely a lot of good memories there. I love that golf course, dude.
Well, Richey, thanks again for being so much on the show, man. Glad I finally got to have you on.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I think you're doing some great things, man. I wish you nothing but the best, man. I wish you nothing but the best. Make sure you do everything over there in Florida, right?
Yeah,
everything.
I will. I will do everything, man, from A to Z. I'm going to live directly through you, bro. That's exactly what I'm going to do, man.
All right, brother. Well, once again, thanks for being on Nothing Is OB. If you wouldn't mind staying on just for a little bit, so I can close this out here real quick.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. So I appreciate it, Andy. It's always a good time, getting to link up with you. And we definitely got to get on the golf course soon and have a little bit of fun, bro. All
right, man. Take care. Have a good one.
All right, bro.